Most buyers right now are either frozen, confused, or listening to advice from last year.
Yeah, they're either waiting for rates to crash or they're jumping in without a plan.
And that's dangerous because this market isn't crazy, but it's strategic. 2026 isn't a seller frenzy. It's not a buyer steal fest. It's a thinking person's market.
And if you don't know how to move in this market, you're either going to overpay, miss opportunities, or sit on the sideline while somebody else wins. So today, we're breaking down the top 10 to 10 things that every buyer needs to do right now before looking at homes, while looking at homes, and before writing that offer. And we're telling you exactly how us can help you win. So grab your coffee or something stronger and let's unrake it.
Let's do it.
All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to Real Estate UnRaked, podcast number 26. We are 4 away from 30. Love it.
Yep. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
And we are sitting in the backyard of Dane, and we got a great view. It's great weather. So if you're thinking about moving to Florida, I can tell you right now, you got to get here.
Yeah, you can't beat living down here in February and you're out here in short sleeves. And
right, the sun, there's a light breeze.
Yeah.
The orange trees blossoming over there.
Pull behind you. You can't beat it.
You can't. It's a nice office today.
Yeah.
Very nice office today.
You know, we actually, before we jump into our usuals thing, I got to say this. We actually did a seminar yesterday, and we got to learn a lot about social media and a few things and realize there's a lot more things that we could be doing, but we are doing something right, and we are reaching out to you folks and talking on the podcast. So thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading and continuing to subscribe to this thing. So we'll keep going as long as we got people that want to see what we're doing. Good comments or bad comments, bring them on. We'd love to hear them. I love it.
All of them. Even questions.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. Dad joke time. Dave.
Oh, you want me to start it today?
I always like you to start it, unless you want me to do it.
All right. Now I'll go ahead. So I asked my wife what she wanted for her birthday, and she said, nothing will make me happier than a diamond necklace. So I bought her nothing.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. I'm going to try that on Matt.
All right.
And that's probably what would happen.
Mermaids, how do they clean their fins? They use Tide.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, ladies, what you got?
Bridget? Like JC? Okay. I told my suitcase there will be no vacation this year. Now I'm dealing with emotional baggage.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you call a can opener that doesn't work?
Broken.
A can't opener.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Wait, these are actually kind of good this time.
They are. They are good. They are good. Okay.
Crack me up.
So let's jump right in. Top 10 things buyers must do right now. All right. And we can talk about this as we go along. I'm just going to label off the list and we can jump in. You guys can tell me, hey, stop. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So get fully underwritten, not just pre-qualified. All right.
Yeah.
Understand your true monthly payment, not just price. Study inventory trends in your target area. Know your negotiation level. That's important. Watch days on market patterns, which isn't as bad as it used to be. It's kind of more lenient. Compare resale value, not just finishes. Factor in that insurance and taxes correctly. Look at all the builder incentives right now if you're going to think about new builds. Have an exit strategy before buying and work with a team that knows structure, not just showings. So let's jump into that first one. Fully underwritten approval, guys. So we always tell our customers, and most people try to get pre-qualified because you got to have that pre-qual letter.
To send in with an offer, yes.
Send it in with an offer to let you know the sellers, that you guys as the buyers are serious. But what do they mean by fully underwritten?
It is showing you, like, basically when you're underwritten, everything has already been checked out. Your income, assets, credit, everything is like set in stone. You've taken that as a buyer, that step, right? So that's really appealing to sellers because it's like, oh, they've already did a lot of the work. There's not much guessing after this. So it shows a high probability of you actually closing on the house, which is cool. And they take you more seriously.
Right.
They do. They do. It gives you faster closing leverage, stronger offering position, and just having a pre-approval letter. Like you said, Bridget, you just got, they haven't checked your income yet. They just kind of do the quick.
Right.
And then you got to do the deep dive, which is also stressful for a buyer too. And I kind of want to touch base on the buyer side of this thing is when you do this, everything for the first 2 weeks is like crazy.
It is.
And then it stops and you're like, what's going on? But that first 2 weeks, the more you do in the beginning and get it situated, the easier it's going to be because you got a due diligence period in there. If they get the offer accepted, we got a binder we got to get in, and those are all time limits.
Right.
And if we don't fulfill those time limits and the criteria, that's breach of contract.
Yes. Right.
And we have to make sure that we're getting that done. And obviously, we'll guide you to do that. But the most important thing is try to do as much as you can up front. So you talk to a lender. We always suggest you to talk to 3 or more.
Right.
Because it's just like insurance or anything else that you can price. Do you just go to let's say you go buy a car or go buy anything? Do you really just go there and buy it? Or do you actually try to find the best price on something?
Right. And not all mortgage lenders offer the same programs either. Some may have a better one that fits your needs at that time.
Right. Absolutely.
So
I know that there's this trend going on social media where it's like, well, at least on my business page, social media, and it's like, do I need to find a lender before a realtor? If I know a lender, great. And you trust them, awesome. But you don't absolutely need to, because at least with us, we work with so many lenders that we know and trust that we send our clients to. So fine. It doesn't really matter the order.
It doesn't matter the order, but at least those are the 2 first things that you do.
For sure.
sure.
Because everybody gets excited about it and wants to jump and start looking at houses. But do you really know what you can afford? Do you really know,
Right.
Where you're going to be? Because there's nothing worse than showing somebody a house they actually fall in love with and then realize they can't afford it when they talk to a lender.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So, whatever steps that you take, Bridget, you're right. Lender, realtor, lender, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Know that true monthly payment. That is important. Okay. Because you got to break it down with principal and interest, taxes, insurance, especially here in Florida, even though they have gone down a little bit. I actually got a notice from my insurance company.
They dropped yours?
Yes.
No way.
They're like, hey, we just want to let you know it reduced $150 a month for the year.
Wow.
I was like,
Nice.
sweet.
That's like the best. That's like a Christmas present.
It is. Early or
Early,
late,
very
one of the two.
Whatever it is, it's a gift. Thank you. Insurance.
Speaking on the insurance factor, we didn't have any hurricanes that hit the state of Florida
That's
last
right.
year. And with it being really cold this winter, believe it or not, it keeps the Gulf and the Atlantic cool. So we don't have that warm water to
Right.
generate those storms. There's a good chance that we might not see another one this year.
Well, this year the hurricane season's done. We got to wait till the new ones start in June, I think it is. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
It's what, June to October?
Yeah, June to November.
November?
I think. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's always scary because when I do that Halloween event for us, for the neighborhood, I have all that stuff set up. And then it's like the very tail end of that hurricane thing.
Right.
So there's nothing worse than seeing a storm coming. And I'd spent all month putting that stuff up.
And you got to take it down in like
I got
2
to take
days.
it down. Yeah. But you also got to focus on HOA and maintenance
Right.
costs because that's really important.
Right. Too many buyers shop price and not the payment. And payment, what is that saying that they always say, marry the payment, not the
Marry the house,
yeah.
date the rate.
date. Yeah, that's yeah. I couldn't remember. So thank you for billing me out.
Well, yeah, no problem, buddy. But no, you got to find the right real estate agent, real estate team, anybody that you want to deal with. I know what we do is we build payment scenarios before you tour a house.
Right.
We give you 3 different scenarios where it's going to be whether you put money down based on your lending, which is also good to be already talking to a lender because you know what we can do, what we can't. And as long as that stuff's communicated to us, we can really help with that.
Oh, absolutely. And then we can narrow down the search with that too. It'll help get exactly where they're at.
The next thing is studying your inventory trends. You got to, we talk about all this stuff, weeks of supply and all that kind of stuff, days on market average, price reductions, multiple offers. We can get into the micro markets when we talk about it. And what I mean by that, it's not Northeast Florida. We're talking Fleming Island, St. Johns, Green Cove,
right,
Mandarin, the beaches, each one of those markets are completely different within our spectrum here.
Right.
And where we work. And we got to know all that stuff. But weeks of supply is based on, the overall market on the MLS and how many homes are available to sell. And we watch that. Why we watch that is because if we see that weeks of supply get up there, that means there's not a whole lot of people buying,
right,
which makes it a little bit of a buyer's market.
Right.
When you start seeing that start trending down lower, it's going to turn into a seller's market, and buyers themselves need to pay attention to that or ask that question to the real estate agent, or we'll share it with you.
Right.
Because that's important. Because if you're wanting to get concessions when you do it, if you need help with your down payment, if you need help with your closing cost in a market that has less weeks of supply and inventory, it's going to be harder to get those concessions provided to you in the offer because you're probably going to have multiple offer situations.
Absolutely.
We are still seeing that in our markets. It's just a little less.
Yeah, it's not as much.
Not as much, but it's still here. You also need to really focus on not really the days on market because we're getting out of a really tough year for real estate down here in Florida. I think it was the worst that we've seen it in the last, 35 years.
Right.
And it really wasn't all that bad. It just, it's the affordability factor. So you want to make a note, do the tally again,
Right.
Rich.
Well,
It's the A word.
One thing like in Clay County, I do a market report each day for different cities in Clay County. And days on the market varies depending on the city. Like Fleming Island days on the market is nowhere near as it is in Middleburg and
Right.
Keystone Heights and whatnot. So days on the market, it varies. So you got to know your market to know how to use that leverage to your advantage with your clients.
Yeah, absolutely. That days on market, used to see, and we used to measure that for ourselves that, hey, we got a house sold in 2 weeks or we got a house sold in, 4 days.
Yeah.
Or it didn't even make it to market. I don't even want to bring up the stuff in 2021 and 2022
Right.
that you had a line of people wanting to see the house and offers already in before you even opened up showings.
So nice.
Or even open houses. A line. You'll get 30 minutes early. There's still a line.
Yeah, no doubt.
And getting to that price reduction and multiple offer situation, again, that's all leveraged based on days on market.
Right.
The temperature of what's going on right now. I'll tell you, if rates start to trend down even more, you're going to see less of the price reduction and more of the multiple offer situation. I think the stabilization that we've had with the market here in Northeast Florida has been good. I think overall, since within the last 6 months, we've seen almost anywhere between a 12 to 18% reduction in sale price based on those small little micro markets that we're talking about.
Right. Exactly. Well, that means the market is strengthening when that happens.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. If you do see some reductions with that, it's a really good stabilization. I think we've made it there. Now what we're seeing is the reduction of interest rates. And as that starts to trend down, what is usually going to happen?
Oh, we've got buyers jumping in.
You got
Right,
buyers
right.
jumping in
Right.
because of the affordability. There's not a word again.
Number 2.
So you got that happening, and it is starting to happen now. I've seen a huge shift in trend in the course of the last 2-3 weeks. And that interest rate's been teetering on that 6 to under 6. But when you start getting down into the 5.5s,
Yeah. Oh, things will.
and then you can still do rate value down.
It's gonna be so nice.
It's going to be
Right.
nice. It's going to be nice for the buyers.
For everyone.
It's also going to be nice, for us as well.
Sure.
Let's break this down for just a second. I want to talk about this point just a second because we're talking about interest rates. Okay. What is the difference in payment between like a 5.9 to a 5.5? Are we talking thousands of dollars?
No.
I think it would just be a couple hundred, right?
Yes. So it's a habit thing. And I had a conversation yesterday with a potential client when we were doing some showings. And I asked them, I said, guys, you're looking at a price point at this. And if you went to this, the stuff that you're worried about getting fixed or doing something with may not happen because you're going to have that better price. You may have to pay a little bit more.
Right.
And it's a habit thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten back in this environment that buying a home is a life event.
It is.
And if it feels like you got to sacrifice a little bit to get the thing that you want, well, that's what it's about.
Well, unfortunately, you have to do that in real life, right?
You have to.
Yeah. And really, when I broke it down for them and showed them the difference in payment based on interest rate, just as an example,
Right.
it was only like $180.
Right.
Wasn't bad at all. All right. So knowing your negotiation leverage, okay, are the homes sitting, which most of them are right now, if they're priced a little above, but that doesn't mean you can't put an offer on something. Bring an offer to the table. Let's see what they can do. You'd be surprised what the sellers will do right now.
Especially because that makes the sellers more motivated. If it has been sitting for a while, they
Yeah.
might throw in something else that might help, right? Like credits towards closing costs,
Right.
whatever it could be.
I wouldn't, go throw an offer of $40,000, $50,000 below market value and just to see if it's going to stick.
No.
To me, that's a game. And I would rather educate the client and say, hey, listen, let's do the right thing. And let's make it a realistic offer, because you'd be going back and forth, or you just
not even get a counter.
Not even get a counter,
Right.
and they move on to something else.
That happens.
We also need to look if the seller's offering credits. Is the seller relocating? Is the seller moving out, or are they get another house in the area? But mostly the ones that are relocating out of state have already moved,
Right.
and they're really motivated.
Right. And they really, so that helps you with your leverage too.
Mortgage payment. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very much so. So, we watch days on market patterns, 0 to 14 days on market versus 45 plus. We're seeing 180, 120.
Yeah. And, when it's 0 to 14, that's when the listing is fresh. And that's when the largest audience sees it too. So that is when the urgency is at its highest, and buyers assume the home is priced correctly, and that competition may exist. So this perception creates leverage for the seller.
Well, Dane, what's a buyer strategy for 0 to 14 days on market?
When a buyer loves a home in this phase, they should come up with a strong, avoid early lowballing, focus on clean terms, and make the offer easy to accept. Sellers are protecting momentum and are typically less flexible early.
That's right. Very rarely will you get a lower offer with a bunch of concessions.
Right.
On the second day it's been on the market.
Right. No, because they're ready to get it.
They'll hold for the first open house. They'll hold whatever, especially right now in this market. So come competitive, but at the same time, kind of watch it. If it's a house that you like and we've seen it and you want to offer a little bit more right away, go ahead and let's do it. If you want to wait and do that offer that you were thinking about, you can do that too. Let's move on to compare resale value. This is huge, because you're looking at location versus a granite countertop and upgrades. School zones are huge.
Yeah.
That's really big in this area. Traffic flow, future development, and lot position. There's nothing worse than getting into a house and you're 5 feet, 6 feet. Actually, it's 10 feet. Usually it's 5 feet to the property line on each side. It's the minimum. But they squeeze that in there.
Oh, they do. They get it tight.
It's like knocking on open up your window when you're in the bathroom and then reaching over and knocking on that person's window.
Hey,
hey, good morning, you guys. Have a great day. They'll squeeze all that, but
the really important thing is the future development, because if you buy a new construction area and then you find out that things have changed, because it can.
Oh yeah, quick.
We ran into that a couple times last year.
Yes, we did.
Finding out that you buy a really nice house in a really nice neighborhood and find out that in front of the neighborhood, townhomes are going up because they sold that other land to another builder.
Yep.
And that wasn't supposed to happen.
And that was after the fact.
And there's nothing you can do about that as a person that's purchased a home.
No.
So you just got to plan that out the best that you can. Find an area. I like established areas, and that's really nice. It's easy you get more of a lay of the land whenever you see that.
Right.
predictable.
But if you like new construction, we can definitely do our due diligence to find that out as much as possible.
If it's available, those townhomes you were talking about came in after the fact. So nobody knew about it.
I think also too, like when you're going to resale, something that I was like kind of digging and doing research on is like, what would that look like as it grows, right? Like with your property, what are you going to add value to it, right? Maybe it's an additional unit. Maybe you're doing a little bit more renovations. I don't know. Looking at it also as like an investment standpoint too is huge, because you don't want to lose money on that.
No.
So
you don't. And, like we had
mentioned, 5 years ahead, 10.
Well, that's why you want to look at, what stores are coming into the area, what businesses are coming in there. Is your backyard going to be backed up to an industrial park?
Right.
Stuff like that. We have access to all the county records. We have access to all future developments. And doing that will help things.
Yes.
Will make us where we need to be. So, again, us as realtors for you, and we're going to advise you like an investor, not a tour guide.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So we got to talk about the last thing, which is nasty. I hate talking about it, but it's reality. Part of being a homeowner is
skip it.
The insurance and taxes. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
So everybody that lives in Florida wants to live either near a beach or near a body of water or something like that. So you got to focus on flood zones. You got to look for wetlands, stuff like that. And one of the important things down here in Florida is wetlands doesn't mean that there's water on the property.
That's right.
It could be vegetation. It could be animals, anything like that. Especially if you're trying to buy land, because we get a lot of those people that say, I want to buy land and I want to build.
Right. And then with the problem you have with that, they'll see 9 acres and 8.5 of that is wetlands, and you can only build on a half acre. And, unless you do your due diligence on that, you waste a lot of money.
Yep. And also wind mitigation. Those are pesky little hurricanes we have. And again, the percentage is low up here in Northeast Florida. But you still want to get that wind mitigation stuff done, because if you do that on a roof, whenever you do your inspections during our due diligence process, not only does that give you the right information, so if you decide that you want to get out of that offer and move on, but it also provides you a discount on that insurance that's a little higher. It helps you look for the older roof as well on that mitigation. Property tax resets. This has been a huge thing down here, especially with property value on new construction.
Yeah.
We always see an average of right around 3% increase on our property taxes. And that's usually kind of been the average going rate, depending on what area you live in here in Northeast Florida. You just got to watch that. You got to be mindful of that. We have something that's amazing in Florida that a lot of other states don't have, and that's the homestead exemption.
We love that. For 2027, they're due, or 2026. Homestead. Isn't it the deadline March 1st?
March 1st, yeah.
So if you're in Florida, do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially right now. If you haven't done it yet, you got a couple weeks left to make sure you file for that homestead. It's $50,000 reduction in your taxable value of your home,
which is a great help.
It is great. And we know, especially if you're looking at a home and touring a home, you're going to be able to see if that house is currently homesteaded, because we actually get an idea what the taxes are going to be. The only time that we don't and we get an estimated value is on new construction.
Yes. Right.
They'll give us an estimated value, but it is going to get reevaluated for the next tax year. Be prepared. I always tell my clients that buying new construction is to put a little extra in escrow.
Right.
Because that value is going to go up from what you are. But the other thing with insurance costs in new homes for the first 5 years, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Like under $1,000 a year.
Wow.
I just did a quote for somebody that's buying a house that we're closing on the 27th, brand new construction, $783.
You can't beat that.
A year. So new construction, you do get a huge benefit of that for the first 5 years, but be prepared for it to jump almost $1,000 after that.
Oh,
right.
So looking at all this, the cheapest house could become the most expensive mistake. So you want to make sure that we're doing all that. Okay. It's time for the fun part.
Is it game time?
It's game time.
Game time.
Here we go. Game time. And I didn't like how we've done the last couple games.
Uh-oh.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm changing it.
Oh.
Okay. This game's called Would You Rather Ruin Your Offer?
Oh.
All right. I'm going to read you guys basically 2 ridiculous options, and then I need you guys to just blurt it out to me. Okay.
Like which one's worse?
Which one's worse? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you do? Are you ready?
Okay.
Oh, what would you do thing? Okay.
Yeah. Would you rather write an offer without a realtor or eat gas station sushi in July?
Eat gas station sushi in July. I would rather do that.
It's going to be a tough 48
sorry.
hours.
Oh my.
I had to get
easy.
It's a tough
Easy.
48 hours. It's still gonna...
I will go through 24-hour
Yeah.
food poisoning over writing an offer without a realtor.
Oh.
There's way too much. And the legal wording. You got to know. You got to protect yourself.
Well, here's the deal. Eating gas station sushi, at least you know you're about to suffer. Okay.
Like, I'm mentally okay with that.
One makes you sick for a weekend. The other one could cost you $30,000.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
next.
Wow.
So you guys getting the feel of this one now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you rather waive your inspection to win in a balanced market or marry someone you met in Starbucks drive-thru this morning?
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm just, wow.
Just making us speechless. Like,
What do you guys think?
Well, I don't go through Starbucks, but I would definitely marry somebody Starbucks before the other.
yeah, same here. If I met someone at Dunkin', switch that to Dunkin', I'll do it.
Yeah, all day long.
Coffee shop. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, waiving inspection is like saying, I don't need to know what's wrong. I'll just discover it emotionally later.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
So, no, but I tell you what, the Starbucks marriage, at least you made eye contact.
And you had your caffeine.
Yeah, waiving inspection, you don't know what's going to happen.
No.
So never, ever skip the due diligence, okay? All right, ready?
Yep.
Would you rather
Oh, no.
offer $25,000 over asking on a house that's been sitting for 52 days, or walk into a car dealership and yell, "I'll pay full sticker"?
Oh,
Don't
my
even
word.
try.
Full sticker.
Full sticker.
Full sticker.
I don't like
Really
either
figured
option.
myself
Neither
out.
a great time. No.
Hey, well, at least when you go to the dealership, they give you free coffee. All right, overpaying out of fear is a self-inflicted wound, okay?
Yes.
Remember, days on market equals leverage.
Right.
All right, would you rather buy a home based entirely on paint color or choose your spouse entirely on their Instagram filters?
Oh, my gosh.
These are tough.
These are
Seriously,
just bad.
Speechless.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely not choose homo paint color. I mean, well, but you can adjust the paint, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Literally, it doesn't take much
No. But
Well,
to change your paint.
It's-
Don't decide on paint
Yeah.
color.
Like a no
HGTV
minerals.
people do that, and I saw that on House Hunters so many times. Like, oh, I don't love this blue.
that's an easy
Oh my
fix.
gosh,
Yeah.
you can paint it.
well, Instagram filters are already committed.
Okay.
Paint is $2,000 and location mistakes are 10-year regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, resale versus cosmetic, that whole
It is.
thing. There's always a lesson to this, but we got to have fun. You know, you can't learn anything if you don't have fun learning it.
Yeah. Okay. If you say so.
All right, would you rather get advice from your uncle who bought in 1994 or get stock tips from a guy yelling outside 7-Eleven?
Oh my gosh.
I feel
Okay.
like 7-Eleven
I
still
think
50-50.
I think stock tips you have a better chance.
It's still 50-50.
Guys, I think the 7-Eleven guy sounds passionate.
He might have some good
Different
pointers.
decade, different market. Interest rates aren't VHS tapes anymore. Does anybody know what those are?
VHS. Oh my gosh, yes. I do.
Anybody remember Blockbuster?
Oh, I do.
loved
Oh.
Blockbuster.
You know, it's funny. I found one of my old wallets I had.
and you
Yeah,
had your
it's going-
Blockbuster
I'm out of
card.
Blockbuster.
I did that about 2 years ago.
Almost
Same
almost
thing.
something with that.
Don't get rid of it.
I won't.
Okay, because that's going to be worth something one day.
Crap, they're already in museums.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
All right. Would you rather skip getting full underwritten or show up to a marathon in flip flops?
Oh my gosh, I'd go barefoot.
Yeah.
I'd run a marathon
Yeah.
barefoot in that
Barefoot.
case.
Flip flops, you're flexible, right?
Yep.
Yep.
If you're not fully underwritten, you're not running the race, you're watching it.
We'll
So,
recover after flip flops, running in flip flops.
all right. Ready?
Yes.
2 more. Would you rather ignore insurance quotes until after contract or adopt a St. Bernardoodle without asking how big it's going to get?
Oh, I'm totally adopting that Bernedoodle.
Yeah.
Easy pick.
That
Yeah.
could be a fun surprise.
Yeah.
It's a large dog.
Cute. I want to.
I had to do a little shout out to Brew Brew.
Yeah, Brutus.
Yeah, insurance surprises in Florida hit harder than that dog when he jumps up on you.
Right.
All right. Yes. Know your full payment up front. That's super important. All right. Last one. Would you rather try to wing the biggest purchase of your life or perform your own root canal using YouTube tutorials?
Oh.
Wow.
I don't want to picture that one.
I don't know if I want to
Either.
do. Yeah. I
Is there an option where maybe that one we skip and I just disappear?
don't know. Both of those sound very painful to me.
It's so painful.
You can DIY a bookshelf, guys. You can't DIY a 6-figure contract.
No.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
That was
now
a
I'm
visual,
thinking
yeah.
about
Wow.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't
Wow.
look up that, whatever we said, the root canal on YouTube. Don't look that up.
No, we don't want to do that. All right. Well, let's jump back into this content. So we're going to be talking about before you write the offer. Okay.
Okay.
We're going to jump into builder incentives. Use them right. So let's talk about rate buy downs, closing cost contributions, flex cash, and then when to negotiate price versus incentive. This has been a big topic that I've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, and it has been huge. So people always want to go, well, I want to offer $5,000 to $15,000 less than the asking price right now. What does that do to the monthly payment versus getting a concession?
The
Not much.
concession will give you a lot more savings than getting 5,000 less.
It's exactly right. And it also has less cash to close as well. So it saves you. So, most people that are ready to buy have saved up a little bit of money, or at least have tended to. And it's not a lot. It's a little bit. So wouldn't you like to have that money sitting in the bank as a reserve because you're already nervous about buying a home anyway.
Right.
It's already going to be a sacrifice. Wouldn't you like to have that little cushion in your bank account?
That's a good point.
Seeing that number is a little bit of a peace of mind.
Right.
So if you can get the builders to take care of closing costs and your cash to close and your down payment and stuff like that, which is also going to help on a price a little bit because they'll use that. Wouldn't you want to do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good
It's a smart move. So instead of just saying, oh, they're offering 15, they're offering up to 16, they're offering this, they're offering that, they're offering free upgrades. Don't just say, oh, I'm getting all this stuff for free. There's a back line to that. And you have to look at the details on it. And you have to make sure that you're making the right decision for that. Because I've actually seen here in the last couple of weeks, they got rate buy down with great rates, right?
Right.
But then you compare that to what they're actually going to be paid for, because most of the time it's a 2-1 rate buy down. Well, the first year is $399, second year is $499, and then you end up at $599, which you can also refinance if you want to do that. But on resales, you can get that rate a little lower. You can get more concessions sometimes, and the price would be a little bit better. And you can. Trying to figure out the words to say at the moment. That's hard to do on a podcast. That's like an occupational hazard. But no, if you look at everything right and you measure the two out, you may find out you're getting a better deal on a resale because the seller is more negotiable to do something like that.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So know the builder contracts and know how to structure them. That's why it's always important to have a realtor on your side. It's like going to the courthouse and having to represent yourself or expecting the other attorney that's representing the other side to represent you.
Yeah. Good luck.
Let me know how that works out.
Yeah.
For you.
Right.
But having an exit strategy is also important too. So for example, will this rent well? If something that you want to hang on to. Is this a 5-year home or a 15-year home?
Makes a big
Correct.
difference.
We're not really talking about starter homes or anything like that anymore. We're talking about, time.
Right.
There's people, I talked about, a couple episodes ago about how I was helping a lot of college students get into new homes. And, they're middle of the road. You got some that, have saved money that come from, a little bit more wealth in the lifestyle. And there's some that aren't, that really, really need help and structured that. And I'll tell you, every customer situation is different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they are taking the risk because they know one of the things that help their portfolio when they start young is one of the best things to invest in is real estate.
Yes.
Get a house.
So, yeah, you just want to make sure that, these people that will move into this may only live in the house 3 to 5 years when they think that's a forever home. When they come to find out, they outgrow it really fast.
Right.
So knowing that they have a plan for that, they do that. And we have a 3% increase on average on value in Florida a year. So as it increases, it's going to be good. Granted, we've had a really good uptick and then it's all stabilized back, but we're still seeing that 3 to 6.
Sure.
So also, what happens if your job changes? You got to think about that, and I know that freaks people out and talking about that stuff.
But it happens. That's part of life.
Life's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, just give yourself, just be rational when you're making these decisions. Actually kind of predict what your life is going to go through and, just prepare.
But sometimes life is unpredictable, and that's where the job changes come in, and you have to make a move.
Yes.
Whether you want to or not, it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Understand that plans, you can make all the plans you want in the world, but don't expect them to all work out the way you need them to. Have a couple exit strategies,
right?
Contingency plans, anything you can do, because it doesn't always work out the way you want, because that's life.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
All right. But also, if for the most part, if it makes sense, do it. And we can guide you through it. I'm not telling you to go buy the house. I never tell anybody that you need to buy and push them to buy.
Yeah.
My job is to guide them, give them the knowledge they need, and represent them and get them what they want.
Right.
So if you see real estate agents and stuff like that, and your persona of a real estate agent is, oh, they just want to sell you a house. No, that's the result. We happen to sell homes, but my job is to educate, provide support, and be a service for you while you're buying the home. I've always heard that real estate agents are middlemen.
Yeah.
I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And it's funny because some of my relatives at one point in time had said that. And when I really sit down and talk with them about what I do, they're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they don't have a clue.
So it's a lot more involved. Absolutely. It's a lot more involved.
Right.
I mean, Think about a lawyer. How much research do they do behind the scenes, night in and night out?
That's why they make the big bucks, right?
Yeah. And give you an example of that on the real estate side. I had a client that I was meeting down in Palm Coast, and they wanted to go look at land. 7 pieces of land, mind you. All right. And I got some information from them. They didn't give me all of it, which I always find out later on. But I spent 4.5 hours researching each property, getting on the county website, finding all the things that they need, because there are certain stipulations that they need to build on that property.
Sure.
Right.
So I did all that work. That was 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
That I did for each one and had it all ready to go. So when we got there, we all went a different direction, and it was a waste of time.
Wow.
But those things
happens, but
those things are going to happen.
That's called due
we do.
diligence, and you check the zoning codes and all that to make sure there was something they were said that they wanted to do.
And that's just a tip, and just one of like many things that we do. I could go on and on about that, but we don't have a whole lot of time.
We find answers.
Problem solving and problem preventing.
Yes.
So just
very well said.
We have many hats.
Yeah.
As a realtor.
But the most important thing is just buy with an end in mind.
Correct.
You know, it's there's never forever, and things are going to change. Life is going to change. You know, lifestyles change, relationships change. So just have that understanding that those things are going to happen. But hey, work with strategies and not open doors. Okay. This is where you lean in. And I really want to tell you that in this market, information is leverage, right? Structure wins, timing wins, experience wins. And that's what we do to help you guys. We help you guys, give you the knowledge, what you need to get that house or to sell that house. So,
Buyers don't need luck right now.
They need clarity.
This isn't a market to panic in. It's a market to position in.
All right. So if you're thinking about buying a house here in Northeast Florida, Fleming Island, Green Cove Springs, Jacksonville, St. Johns area, Mandarin, Beaches, we'll help you move smart. Okay. So follow us on social media. We're on everything, guys. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I was really surprised about our TikTok account yesterday when we looked.
No, it's fun.
It's hard to stay up with that.
It is.
But also, you know, YouTube, we'll have the actual live video of our podcast on that. So look for those. Obviously, you guys are listening to us on your favorite area where you listen to your podcast. We appreciate that. But stay tuned for next week. We're going to be talking about sellers and what they need to do. But if you ever have any questions, please reach out to us. You can see the links that are on our podcast to get a hold of each of us individually.
And get to know us. Yeah.
So I know I've got a face for radio. And if you guys don't want to deal with me and you want to deal with Dane or these ladies, by all means, reach out to them. So we look forward. Appreciate you guys listening. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.